Alright, yo guys, what's going on? It's Rage and welcome back to some Modern Warfare 2. So the reason as to why we're back on some Modern Warfare 2 today, I'm going to go ahead and assume that most of you guys are kind of like me and spend a lot of time on Twitter, and at some point over the past couple of days, you guys may have seen all of these tweets talking about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Here we go again. All of the tweets and rumors and opinions on whether we want the game to come out, don't want it to come out, because currently this new rumor is Call of Duty WWII Vanguard is not necessarily being canceled, but being delayed. And Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer is supposed to be the one that's going to come out in, like typically November or something like that. Now, keep in mind, this is pure speculation. Nothing is official until Activision comes out and says, here's what's happening. But I still wanted to go ahead and talk about this for a video just because I think it's interesting. I'm personally really excited for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer if it is going to be a thing. And I just wanted to go ahead and get you guys' opinion on that. So before we get started with all this today, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below whether you guys are for or against Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer coming out. Currently, we're on Steam Modern Warfare 2 here. Okay, cool. We can still find some lobbies. I actually reinstalled MW2 and that client's kind of dead at 10:45 in the morning. Or at least as of right now, all of the trick-shotting servers are populated, and I'm not a trick-shotter. So anyways, this is my first death of the day. Sitting in a corner, shot in the back with an AA-12. This game is phenomenal. Okay. So again, for those of you guys that don't live on Twitter like me, for example, and somehow missed what everybody was talking about over the past couple of days, the current rumor, which I believe Charlie Intel debunked in saying that apparently the guy who claimed that somebody got a DMCA claim from Activision being struck down saying that MW2 Remastered was coming out. Activision wouldn't strike somebody down like that for a DMCA unless it was true, and they didn't want anybody saying anything about it. Charlie Intel basically came out and said that it was false or something like that. But regardless, over the past couple of days, Painkiller, love it. Everybody's been up in arms on Twitter sharing their opinions, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I would love to see a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer if that were to come out this year. And I know there's also a lot of people out there that don't want MW2 Remastered to come out, and I can kind of see, actually no, I see exactly where they're coming from. So to play devil's advocate here, I completely understand, because here's the thing. I've talked about this a lot. Modern Warfare 2 in no way, shape, or form is a balanced game, and I don't believe the game was ever meant to be balanced. Now, granted, there was still supposed to be that one patch, the patching one-man army noob tubes. I'm sure most of you guys have already heard about that, how Robert Bowling's forgotten patch. It never got the chance to go through because of the whole falling out of Infinity Ward and Activision. You guys probably already know that. But in the summer of 2010, there was supposed to be a patch coming out for Modern Warfare 2 that was supposed to stop Scavenger and one-man army from replenishing noob tubes. I think there was also supposed to be like a small amount of fixes on top of that, with like realigning some red dot sights and fixing some suppressors that would still show up on the red dot. Suppressors would still show up as red dots on the radar. I believe it's for the M249 SAW and the M9 pistol, and I think something else, but I could be wrong. So overall, some like quality of life improvements, and again, especially fixing the noob tubes. Now, my thing is that I would personally love to see Modern Warfare 2 Remastered come out in place of Vanguard if they were supposed to, like delay it for whether X amount of months or the entire year. I mean, personally, I still play Modern Warfare 2 a lot, and I know a whole lot of people say, oh, people just want MW2 Remastered because of nostalgia. Now, while that does play a good part of it, was there another person? There was another person in there. I just missed a TDM5 on. Oh, I'm hurting. Oh, dear. I know a lot of people say that the initial hype for this game, if it were to come out, would die out very quickly because of nostalgia and how broken the game is. And to an extent, I really do agree with that. But for me personally, I wouldn't even really call it nostalgia if I'm still playing this game just about every single day. I mean, I released a montage on this game last year. I still play Modern Warfare 2 a good amount here on Steam. I've reinstalled it again on IW4X, even though I'm not the biggest fan of that client because everyone's better than me and I just really cannot be bothered with it at times. So again, for me personally, it's not really nostalgia if I'm still sitting here playing this game a disgusting amount. Again though, like I was saying, playing devil's advocate, I know a lot of people wouldn't want this game to come out because if they aren't going to change anything, say they took the Modern Warfare Remaster route and they just don't change anything about it, this game is still the most broken Call of Duty. It's so broken, it's so unbalanced, but because it's so unbalanced, it kind of is because everything is so overpowered in this game. But the point is that the current Call of Duty community literally would not be able to handle what Modern Warfare 2 was at the time. The game is so broken, and we already know how this goes. I mean, like nowadays with Modern Warfare, Cold War, Warzone, if there's something broken in the game, you will know about it, either by getting destroyed by it consistently or by people consistently complaining about it. Modern Warfare 2 was a product of its time. We really did not have a whole lot of dev support during the game's life cycle, again, because of the falling out, and there was only a small handful of patches that would come out like weeks after the game to patch. The models, the Javelin glitch, the care package glitch, the Afghan rock breach, and then the same thing happened on Fuel. There were so many things wrong with this game, and again, we would get updates, you know, like every couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months throughout the first, couple of months throughout the life cycle of this game, but after summer of 2010, after the second DLC came out, it pretty much stopped after that point in time, mainly because they were focused on MW3 development, the whole falling out was going on. So in this current day and age, not to really sound like a boomer or anything like that, but honestly though, for as much as I would still love to see an MW2 remaster, listen, this game would be way too broken for the current Call of Duty to handle. For the current Call of Duty community to handle, it wouldn't go over the same, and I feel like that they would have to patch it and try to balance a game that wasn't meant to be balanced, so I feel like in a lot of ways it would ruin the initial experience, which is where the nostalgia plays in, of Modern Warfare 2. If they were to somehow balance the game and the game was still fun, I personally wouldn't have a problem with it. My ideal release of an MW2 Remastered multiplayer would be to just implement Robert Bowling's Forgotten patch the noob tubes, because the game would literally be unplayable after a week. Because what's the point in prestiging when you can just constantly spam your one-man army pro, danger close pro noob tubes? Like, everyone's just gonna do that. I would say that if they were going to change anything at all, that would be the only thing to change. Now, again, if they were to only change that and leave literally everything else the same— what is this connect? I am trash right now. Oh my god. If that were to be the only thing that they would fix, like say they patch the noob tubes and they leave literally everything the same, leave everything as broken, overpowered, spawns, maps, map layouts, everything exactly the same, even painkiller and death streaks, they could leave that the same and I will still be happy with that. So again, if they were to do all that, I would honestly be perfectly fine with MW2 Remaster. I mean, again, it depends how it would go over. If it were to be a standalone Call of Duty release, like for the entire year, and say they completely delay Vanguard and the sequel to Modern Warfare 2019 for another year or two, I'd honestly be okay with that. Now, also at the same time, this might sound kind of blasphemous, but I would not exactly mind either if they took the MWR approach to this as well, where, you know, they maybe add in some like seasonal changes to maps, like kind of how they did Winter Crash. I also wouldn't mind if they added a Master Prestige, or if they added, you know, like new custom camos, calling cards, titles, challenges to go for. If we got some sort of mastery camo in this game, I think that'd be pretty cool. I would have no problem doing that. But again, I know this gets kind of weird with the idea of if they really were to try and fix Modern Warfare 2 for a current Call of Duty, you know, community and life cycle and everything like that, trying to balance this game, I feel like they would, to say it kind of brutally, ruin a lot of the things that made Modern Warfare 2 Modern Warfare 2. The game just wouldn't feel the same, so it's weird, because here's the thing, I feel like the game is done. Like, I still believe there's absolutely no way they just only developed the campaign and that was it. There is at least some working version of MW2 Remastered multiplayer out there. There just has to be. Now, depending how they go about it, you know, that's a completely different story. But again, if they were to really try and fix this broken game, a lot of people would probably get really pissed off at the idea of that. So I still feel like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer is in a back pocket. It's on the back burner, break glass in case of emergency type of game for Call of Duty to release. But also at the same time, again, they could be avoiding a bullet, dodging the bullet completely, and just not releasing it regardless in order to like not piss us off by the changes that they may or may not have made. Which, if you guys remember, during the Modern Warfare 2019 life cycle, when the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign came out, there was some official statement from Activision saying something along the lines of, we're more focused on bringing more maps and more weapons from older Call of Duties into the current Modern Warfare life cycle, or into the current Modern Warfare universe, to make everything feel, you know, more connected. Which I understand, because that is a very safe route to take, but at the same time, I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of Modern Warfare 2019, but at the same time, I also remember all of the assumptions, or just really insane thoughts of, imagine if they did finish MW2 Remastered, but they took the Modern Warfare 2019 approach to it. Like, they would change maps, add in safe spots, and add doors to a lot of maps. Like, listen, I would throw up. If that was MW2 Remastered we'd get, I'd completely understand. I'd be pissed. And this is why this is such a fun topic to talk about, because it's just endless possibilities as to what really could happen. And considering this is a yearly topic every single year since 2018, I know I've made numerous videos on it, and I remember one of the first videos I made on this was saying that, oh, it's definitely gonna have a remaster multiplayer, because there's no way they're gonna remaster the game without remastering multiplayer, and look what happened. Also, I know this is probably going to come up in the comments section. For those of you guys that already know this, may have already seen my video when I uploaded this a couple of months ago talking about the community mod remaster of MW2 on the Black Ops 3 engine. I did get to alpha test that. I have played it, and I know a lot of people are asking, you know, where is that at? So I'm gonna go ahead and put up a screenshot on the screen right now from the official Discord from Andy, who is the lead developer on everything. But yeah, so long story short, the mod is on a hiatus right now. It's in this really weird gray area. Oh no. I completely butchered that. I tried lining up the All-Pro. See, it's in this really weird gray area with Activision where they can't accept donations, and they also don't want to accept donations and kind of feel it like it needs to be rushed or, you know, put out by a certain date or something like that. Again, it's kind of a lot to get into, so if you guys are interested, I'll leave the Discord link to it down in the description below. Going back to what I was saying, though, if they were to take the Modern Warfare 2019 approach to a MW2 Remaster, then I could totally agree. I wouldn't want that game to come out. Won't even lie about that. Now, if they were to do what I want them to do, and maybe a lot of you guys might want them to do. If they're just gonna fix the one-man army noob tubes and just leave the game as is, I'd be perfectly okay with that. You know, add in Master Prestige, a Mastery camo to go for. I'd be perfectly cool with that. But also at the same time, though, considering, you know, the current Call of Duty community the way it is right now, of course it would have skill-based matchmaking. I was even debating bringing that up in the video because I kind of feel like it's a, you know, go figure there's gonna be skill-based matchmaking in the game. But, I mean, on a positive side, though, with this current Call of Duty, like the way that it's set up is having crossplay. Having crossplay for an MW2 Remaster would be really, really cool in my opinion. Of course, skill-based matchmaking sucks, and it, you know, kind of goes without saying, so I'm not even gonna bother ranting about that. You guys already know how we all feel about skill-based matchmaking. What I am kind of curious about, though, is could you imagine, right? Say they release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer. They only fix the noob tubes, but they only release it for like, well, say they release it in November, but then Call of Duty World War II Vanguard comes out like, you know, 6-7 months later in March or April, you know, halfway through this game's life cycle. If they were to do that, I think that'd be pretty cool, but I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, really, at the end of it all, we don't know what's gonna happen until Activision says something, but it is fun to speculate. Like, I love talking about this, and I think it really goes to show, regardless of what your opinion is on whether you want the remaster or not to come out, it still goes to show how popular this game is. Oh, we got Rust. All right, cool. It just goes to show how popular this game is. Like, year in and year out, we're always talking about, yo, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer. I still believe that even if they were to come out with it, it would literally be a license to print money. Like, Activision would make so much bank on that, it's not even funny. So again, if they were to do a standalone release for the entire year, like if it is going to be Call of Duty 2021, then I would not see any harm in adding in like a Mastery camo and, you know, level 1000 Master Prestige or whatever, constantly updating the game, but at the same time, they really would have to balance it and change the old Modern Warfare 2 because again, with the current CoD community, I don't see it lasting a full year. I am one of the few nerds that really has not stopped playing this game ever since it came out. And PC only made my addiction for this game even worse with how many options and how viable it is to play this game. We've got Steam, IW4X. There's this new SM2 client that's coming out, which is basically taking the best things from I believe MW2, Black Ops 1, and MW3 and throwing it all into one game, which honestly seems insane. Whenever that comes out, I'll obviously make videos on it. Again, the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered mod, even though it might be on a hiatus, we still don't know when that might come out. There's no doubting how popular this game is, but honestly, I would not mind seeing an MW2 Remastered Multiplayer to come out. Regardless of how they go about it, I mean, really, as long as they don't take the MW19 route of, you know, safe spawning and map design and everything with doors, I'd be perfectly content. In the process, we're starting to get nuked. Oh, great. Anyone else got a support class, or am I the only one? Oh, it doesn't matter. Game's over anyway. Could not migrate host. Okay, on that note, I think I'll go ahead and call it. I know this is a shot in the dark, and it'll more than likely never happen, but could you guys imagine if they released the remastered multiplayer of this game without any skill-based matchmaking? No skill-based matchmaking. Everything stays the same with the one-man army patch. This game gets fully supported for a full year or X amount of months until Vanguard comes out. Like, I would be so happy, man. I know a lot of people are gonna pull the nostalgia card saying, I mean, the game won't be successful because it's all nostalgia, but I mean, me personally, I still play this game almost every day. I love this game, but just, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where they could really, like, Activision could completely dodge a bullet by just not touching it in general and just leaving it as it is. That way they wouldn't upset anybody, at least in terms of, you know, like, what they could have changed, but at the same time, it's like, it's a license to print money. This game is so popular, they're gonna make so much bank on this game. But just who knows what they would change and how well would it be received by the current Call of Duty fan base and just how everything is. I don't know. It's such a fun topic to talk about. I could talk so much more about this. I've probably ranted too much for the sake of this video, but again, I just wanted to go ahead and make a quick video on this because it's such an interesting topic and I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions on it. I'd love to see it with crossplay, the one-man army patch. They can leave literally everything the same. 1,000 levels of mastery Master Prestige with the new mastery camo to go for, I'm set for the whole year. Because that would have been me on Modern Warfare Remastered if the game was actually made properly for PC. Which, one last thing I will mention is that if you guys did play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign on PC, it is beautiful. The uncapped frame rate on that game is a literal chef's kiss. It's so good. So if we could have that alone, just like an uncapped frame rate on PC, just please, I would, oh, all right, I'm done. Okay, anyways. So again, with that all being said, guys, go ahead and let me know what your thoughts and opinions on all of this are down in the comment section below. Also, as well, feel free to go ahead and join my Discord that's linked down in the description below, so you guys never miss pings on when I post new videos here to YouTube, as well as when I go live on Twitch. Once again, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you guys did, subscribe if you're new. It's been SoulRage, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody. I just nailed that outro in one take. All right, today's gonna be a good day.